Boss released 4 piano plugins. In this video I want to show you the difference between the 4 and maybe help you decide which one is the right fit for you. I want to start by playing the pianos without telling you which one I'm playing, and you guess which are the light versions and which are the full versions. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And number 4. These are the 4 versions of the Boss piano. I generally do like the sound of them and the playability as well, and I do think that they are quite well priced, especially if you can still get them at the intro price. I'm not sure how long that will be the case. So during this intro period you can get the light versions of these New York L pianos by Boss for $10 each. And this right here is the 1926 version, which means they sampled a quite old L piano. And they made it into a very light, very playable instrument that is quite affordable. And this here is the 1991 version, so a considerably newer version of the same piano. And this is the big difference between the 1926 versions and the 1991 versions of both the full and the light versions. They sample different pianos. The same model of piano out of different years. And I said the light versions are quite light, so they don't have a big sample library. As you can see on this chart that they provide on the website, the full versions are about 8 GB of samples, while the light versions are just around 50 megabytes. This, I presume, is because they didn't include samples for every key in the light version and they're pitching them around a bit. And also maybe there's fewer velocity layers, which I can't really tell while playing, honestly. So I think the light versions are still a pretty good product. And another big difference is that the light versions come with only 1 mic position, while the full versions come with 4 to 5. So again, here we are in the 1991 version of the New York L Lite. With the light versions, you have control over the velocity curve, as well as how much of the dynamic range of the samples you want to use. So if you, for example, only want to use a very small range of the samples, you could make this band quite narrow, and your piano might sound like this. And you get a very consistent sound. You get some other advanced options that you might want to use. You also get control over the dynamics. If the dynamics are on 0, your piano might sound like this. This means the force with which you hit the keys only changes the samples, but not the volume at which those are played. And if the dynamics are at 100%, it means the quieter you play, the quieter the volume will be. And the louder you play, the louder the volume will be. And you can also select between different types of resonance, which honestly I haven't fully understood. But the further down you go in this list, the wetter your piano sounds. And if you go to emulate it, you can increase this resonance gain right here, which will make your piano very resonant. You get control over an EQ with the tone knob right here, control over a reverb, and you can generally increase or decrease the width from 100% to 0. So even in the Lite versions, you get quite a lot of control. Now for a look at the full version. Many of these knobs up here, we already know. The EQ in this one has more bands. We also have a reverb section. The new thing right here is the mix. As stated earlier in the video, we can choose between 4 to 5 different mic positions for the piano. With the 1926 version, you can choose between 4. And with the 1991 version, you can choose between 5. And then you could, for example, choose the close mic set as mic A and the room mic set as mic B, and then control the mix between these two mic sets with this knob up here. Give a bit of delay to mic B, and you also get control over the release gain. If you increase that a lot, it might sound like this. And if you mute that, it's going to sound like this. And you have control over the pedal noise volume. So with these two mics, the 1926 version of the piano could sound like this. Let's decrease that mic B delay a bit. Introduce back in some of this release noise. Maybe have a bit more resonance. I don't know if you hear these spikes, but I do get some CPU spikes with the full versions, and I do expect those to be addressed in a update that Boss said would come out pretty soon. So let's hope that gets fixed. Seems like a performance issue to me that should be addressed. So at the moment I wouldn't feel comfortable using the full versions, for example, to perform live. The Lite versions on the other hand, they seem pretty solid. So which plugin is right for you? If you're a live musician or you work with a laptop that has a limited amount of storage space and you just want a decent piano, you don't need the highest quality possible, consider the Lite versions. If you want something more modern, more pristine, go with the 1991 version. And if you want something with a bit more vintage character that has a bit more wooden resonance, is what they kind of write about it, go with the 1926 version. And if you want this vintage kind of sound, but you want more control over the mic position, and you don't mind the storage space it takes, and you want generally a higher quality product, go with the full version of the 1926. And if you want the same kind of higher quality product with the different mic positions and stuff, but you want a modern piano sound, a more modern, pristine piano sound, go with the 1991 version. I'm gearing up to make like a big piano plugin shootout between these plugins and like Contact pianos, Sound Factor pianos, Addictive keys, things like that. So keep an eye out for that video to see how this piano stacks up to these other big or medium-sized name players, to see how you would rate this piano compared to these other ones, how I would rate this piano compared to these other ones. Maybe let me know in the comments, what pianos would you like to see in this big piano comparison shootout video I'm planning to do. And if you're a developer of a piano plugin, maybe reach out and I'll probably include yours as well. Boss did provide me with licenses for their plugins for this video and this shootout video, so let's see what happens. Thanks Boss, thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe to catch that piano comparison video, and see you again soon. Let's play some more. This is the 1991 full.